live once again, back in the building. The KnoItAllz podcast on Sunday with my boy Mod, my boy Tay Boy Fresh, and Big G. Y'all, we appreciate all y'all rocking with us this week for the show. Anybody that comes into the live chat, we appreciate y'all. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Apple, Spotify, and or Google. We got the KnoItAllz podcast in a little different format. We got a dude down there in the bottom that I don't know where in the hell he's going. It looked like he got a different type of hat on his head. But I'm gonna say what's going on with you. What's happening with you, Mod? What's going on, bro?
Oh man, you got it, baby. You got it. Just coming from the airport, man, doing my thug business. But happy to be here on this Sunday afternoon with the KnoItAllz, baby. Let's get it cracking.
Facts. Tay Boy Fresh, man. What's up with you, man? What's going on with you, man? I see you back there chilling in the laboratory. You was out there. You was in them streets for a minute, bro, but you back in the building now, man. So what's going on with you, man?
Yeah, man, I'm back. I mean, I was back last week, but I'm first time back for the KnoItAllz. I wasn't here last Sunday. I was at the airport coming from the crib back out here to the DMV. But yeah, man, it's good to be back. Like you said, we said backstage, the beginning of the dog days of summer, right?
Yeah.
We don't have no football right now. Basketball is kind of going to the last stages of basketball for the season. My baseball team is trash. Your baseball team is trash. Big G, y'all looking decent, man. So we'll see if we can get to some kind of way. My can push the mute button. We hear your ride, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. But let me tell y'all one thing. You said dog days of summer. I'm gonna tell you something, brother. Texas is preheating. It's already 96 degrees. It was 101 earlier. So
it's preheating like an oven for real. It's preheating like an oven. It's hot down there, man.
How's it doing that? Ain't no such thing as global warming or nothing like that. So how could that happen on June 1st? It's 68 degrees here where I'm at.
It's hot.
Yeah, it's hot. It's hot in Ohio. It's about 80 degrees, man. So yeah, it's hot, and it's the dog days of summer. But guess what, man? We're gonna get through it. We still got a lot of topics and a lot of talk about this week on the KnoItAllz podcast, man. And it is definitely the dog. And Tate, I just want to tell you, man, I was jealous, dog, when I seen you. Listen, this is why we got to get the backstage. When I seen Tate Boy Fresh break out them dang on cabbage and that baked macaroni and cheese that he got from a soul food spot, boy, my heart did a flippity flop and a skippity skip. I was like, boy, God, I wish I could get one of them things, man. So Tate, man, what you was milling on was boss. And I got to give you credit for it, man, because it was beautiful. It looked so good, man. It looked so good. You muted, dog.
My bad. Fine to myself. I'll get to it in a second. I said it was good, man. Shout out to the Smoke Shack in Fort Washington, Maryland, right down by the National Harbor. They got Jokers, it's just a little small, literally a smoke shack, a little small brick building. They be out back grilling and barbecuing and stuff, and the line be like you there's no eat in. The line be outside, man, going down the sidewalk. I happened to slide in there yesterday at a time where I could kind of walk right in. Got a couple of slabs, a couple of things of large macaroni and cheese and some cabbage and sweet potatoes and greens and baked beans.
Oh my God.
And that's what I've been eating on since yesterday. I'm done now, but since yesterday about 1-2 o'clock in the afternoon, that's been my meal and snacking since then. And it was good, Big G.
I know Mod out there on the road. I know already. Let me tell you a spot Mod might have crept to. You don't know, Tate. You don't know about this spot, but I know about it. It's called Buc-ee's. Mod, have you been by Buc-ee's?
I was at Buc-ee's weekend before last.
Yeah,
it's a different. I went to Buc-ee's.
It's a different type of spot, bro.
Let me tell you something. First and foremost, the bathroom. Don't ever hug. And it's pause. And no Diddy, but don't ever hug no other toilets if it ain't Bucky's toilet, man. It is what it is. I'm just letting you know something, man. When you're on the road, they got the cleanest bathrooms ever. But the store literally has everything you, from a bakery to barbecue sandwiches to all types of chips and everything that you can imagine, and they own stuff. Bucky's is like that, man. Bucky's it's an experience. Let's put it like that. It's an experience.
Yeah. Bucky's is boss. That's all I'm gonna say. So I'm here in Ohio where our stuff is big trash. We ain't got nothing like what y'all got. So when I hear about y'all having great experiences, man, I feel good. I feel good for y'all. Not to the jealous point, but man, I know my time is coming. Because we ain't got no experience. Tay-Boy Fresh said he had the Fat Jack's pizza and the Cupies. That's our experience. You can't get that everywhere, but I want what y'all got.
No, you can't.
I was home for about 5 or 6 days last week. I had Fat Jack's pizza 2 times and Cupies 3 times in 6 days. So yeah, I missed it. So but now I'm back home with plenty of options. And shout out to the homie Tim Lyons in the building. Tim, I ain't getting no smoker or nothing. My backyard patio and deck, I look like I'm supposed to be one of them dudes out there grilling, just throwing parties. I don't do no grilling. I don't do none of that no more, man. I can even get Thanksgiving catered by a soul food restaurant. So I ain't doing that stuff, man.
Dubs.
You in Maryland, bro. Like you up there close to Baltimore, where the soul food is really it's real. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, now down south we do it big, but over there they do it big too. So I ain't mad at you for that. I ain't mad at you for that at all.
It's all part of the culture, bro.
And here's the last thing, Big G. Yesterday, first time I had beef in probably like 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
I had Rudy's.
Oh my God, yes. Oh my God.
It went down.
Hey, no Diddy, extra moist. Rudy's brisket, extra moist. No Diddy, no doubt. It's outstanding. It's outstanding, man.
I got a friend of mine that hate that word moist.
Yeah, because it's some no Diddiness.
Is it no Diddiness?
Yeah, it is, man.
Shout out to the homie Mac that hate the word moist.
It's right there. It's right there. It's teeter-tottering on the line.
Yeah, facts. All right, fellas.
Listen,
hey, man.
We got to get into sports, bro. Like, here's the deal. I wanted to, because I know that my mic and my phone might cut out while I'm traveling, but I got to say this, bro. For real, on some real stuff. Stop letting Aaron Rodgers treat y'all like a stepchild or a side chick, man. Let him go. At this point, I just really feel like that they need to go on and let Aaron go. It's one of them things where, we're watching Aaron, the OTA. We should be paying attention to what's going on in OTAs versus waiting to see if some dude gonna come play football. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand you got stuff going on, but you're holding this team hostage for no reason. And it's really something. I'm not even a Steelers fan like that, but you holding them hostage.
Exactly. Mind your business. And it's the national narrative that say we hostage. Pittsburgh is choosing the way. Aaron Rodgers ain't doing nothing but not signed to no team. Aaron Rodgers can do what he want to do. As long as the Steelers comfortable, let the Steelers be comfortable. It ain't because they being held hostage. It's because it's the last quarterback on the market that they would sign, and he ain't made a decision yet. So we're either going to roll with Mason Rudolph, who already there, and Will Howard, or Aaron Rodgers is going to join the Steelers. So we're not worried about it. You just worry about Aaron Rodgers having better numbers than Dak Prescott this year.
Let me tell you something. I ain't comfortable with listen, I'm part of Steelers Nation, and I ain't comfortable with no 2:00 in the morning call talking about you want some company. I'm not cool with that, dog. I've been saying I'm done with Aaron Rodgers. So I don't think at this point, I don't think he's that much of a benefit for the Steelers in the season moving forward. That's just me. I might be biased, but I don't think it is.
Guarantee, Big G, you change your tune once we 5 games into the season.
I promise you I won't. I promise you, I'm not changing my tune on Aaron Rodgers.
Well, you can stick to stubbornness, but I guarantee you should change your tune 5 games into the season.
Well, I won't because, like I said, at this stage in the game, he's not as beneficial as what he could be. So we know that, okay, if he was going to come in and we had the potential of him being there, okay, he could work and do everything he needs to do, prepare, get the continuity with the team and the players. Every day he misses, that's less continuity that you have. So he might win games. He might put us in position to win games. But I'm looking at it from a retrospective standpoint to say what we could have had if this fool would have been there all along. Because the bottom line is repetition brings reinforcement in the NFL. And the more he's not there, the more he hurts us, bro. And that's just my opinion. That's why I'm done with it. Let's move on.
So far, he missed 3 practices. 3.
Yep.
He wasn't going to come to rookie minicamp. He missed 3 last week. TJ Watt wasn't there. DK Metcalf wasn't there. Minka Fitzpatrick wasn't there. Veterans don't have to come to that stuff. That's not even mandatory camp. That's voluntary camp.
You know what the difference is between those 3 dudes you named and Aaron Rodgers? You know the difference? All of them got a contract. Aaron Rodgers ain't got nothing. They all got a contract.
They all on the team. That's the difference.
Yeah. They all got that's the difference. He's not on the team.
So why is we complaining about Aaron Rodgers? He's not on the team, man. My point is
I'm not. Mine is the one that brought that mess up. I told you I'm done with Aaron Rodgers. I don't even like even talking about that dude no more. I'm done with him. Because he, like I said, at this point, he's not benefiting us, our team, the 2025 version of the Pittsburgh Steelers. To me, he's not under contract. He's and the narrative, and Tate, you're absolutely correct. The national media narrative spends entirely too much time connecting Aaron Rodgers to the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's not on our team. Why are we talking about it? That pissed me off so bad this week. They get the camera in front of Mason Rudolph and the microphone, and the first question within 50 seconds, they ask him about Aaron Rodgers. And I said, man, what the hell? If I was the Steelers organization, I would have banned that reporter from the damn OTAs. You don't ask him about Rodgers. He's not even on a freaking team. So that's just me, bro. I'm done with Rodgers. I don't necessarily want him there. If he comes, I got to put up with it. And I'm gonna say this last thing from me, my perspective. This all because the owner, dog. This ain't Tomlin. This ain't Andy Waddle, and this ain't Omar Khan. This is Art Rooney II, bro. It's got Art Rooney. The longer it lingers, the more I know it's the owner. Because Tomlin won't say nothing, Andy Waddle won't say nothing, Omar Khan won't say nothing. So it's lingering because the owner told them, shut the hell up and let this dude have his space to be able to come in and play for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I'm not digging it. I'm not digging it. It's time to press on. It's time to move on. And like you said, Tate, he might win games. I'm not. You ever had sometimes where a family member of yours got married, but you didn't like the person that they married, but you got to put up with them for the whole time that they married to him. You really got to put up with them. So you gotta try to turn lemons into lemonade and deal with them. And that's the situation I'm with. It's sour already. But I'm going to try my best when Rodgers shows up to turn lemons into lemonade. But I'm really done with him, bro. I'm really done with him. Tate, you a Steeler fan, man. You feeling this? I think you feel a little bit different, bro. How you feeling?
I do, man. I'm not worried about it. I don't know why we even talk. We talking about because Ma brought it up. That wasn't on the script. But,
No.
I mean, I see y'all spent the first 45 minutes talking about last week.
Uh-huh.
So here's the contrast. The contrast to it in OTAs, and then we get back to the script, because these were 2 things that I wanted to say something about. Contrast is there's a hater that I know on this program who's expecting a crash out from George Pickens. Well, all
Facts.
he's done in the OTAs is every time that CD messes up or drops a ball, CD is doing push-ups. George Pickens is doing those same push-ups with it. Every time that Pickens catches a touchdown in OTAs, guess who's celebrating with Pickens? CD.
The
You know,
the crash outs don't happen to the regular season, man. We've been through this for 3 preseasons. He put on shows. He makes spectacular catches. He get into it with Joey Porter because they being competitive against each other. We seen all this, Ma. You ain't telling us nothing. But good luck to you, George Pickens and the Cowboys. But you ain't telling us nothing.
Yeah, we know this guy, dog.
My point is I don't expect to crash out. I don't expect it at all. I think, sometimes having a different atmosphere for a certain person makes it better. Yeah, they usually do it and they hold to a pattern. But if he does this year, it would surprise me. It would surprise me because it's a contract year and it's a new place. So
okay. So spin that around. It's a contract year. You need to have a big year to get paid moving forward. If he don't have a big year, he gonna crash out.
Facts.
I'm not saying he is. I'm saying that's how it could happen.
That's facts.
You won't know to the regular season which direction his numbers is going, how many targets he getting, and all that. That's when you will really know.
Yeah. But the percentages show me that he's gonna crash.
Like Big G has said, here's the thing I'll give G. The numbers, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. The numbers support to me. GP may get 1,000 yards. He may. But I believe that he's going to get, 800 yards, 10 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? That's why I see him hovering around. CD has 1,200. He has 800, maybe 900. But like I was saying, that's better than any other pass catcher we've had. And I think, those would be numbers enough to get George paid.
No, not $30 million. Not what he's demanding. He wants $30 million plus as a wide receiver. He's going to want to go somewhere where he's a wide receiver 1. So that's what he's looking for. Now, maybe he's playing fair and kind right now, but the likelihood of the crash out is man, but listen, let me address this, man. S. Dresden, that's diabolical what you're saying right there, bro. Rod Tomlin is not the call for. No, that's not true. Mr. Rooney wants Aaron Rodgers. Not Mike Tomlin, not Arthur Smith. Mr. Rooney has publicly come out and said that he wants Aaron Rodgers to get all the space that he needs to be able to decide on whether or not he wants to sign for the team. I hate people that always try to put everything on Mike Tomlin. This is not Mike Tomlin's call. This is the owner, Art Rooney II's call concerning Aaron Rodgers being on the current team and on the current roster. And nobody else is waiting because if you're the head coach, you've moved on. If you're the GM, you've moved on. You have to because you have to prepare for what's going forward in the future for the team. It's not Rooney is making them do this. It ain't nobody else but him, bro. And the longer it lingers, the more it's on Rooney. They're forcing him on them, man. Stop that, man. I can't even take that.
Even if Mike Tomlin wanted this and was doing this, Rooney could end it all. Mr. Rooney could end it all just like that.
That's facts. How in the world can you blame? Man, people kill me with blaming Tomlin for everything. This has not got nothing to do with Tomlin. This has the fact that the owner wants Aaron Rodgers to play quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Period. That's what this is about. Until Rooney says, I'm done with Aaron Rodgers, Tomlin and Omar Khan and Andy Waddle got to eat it. And they got to deal with it. And until once the owner says, I'm done, then it's done. The owner is empowering Aaron Rodgers. Period. So stop that, man. The Tomlin, I get you about the Tomlinisms. I get you about saying this, that, and this. But to try to blame everything, the deal is most of y'all that's like that want him fired. But guess what? They're not going to fire him in a rebuild. They're not going to fire him in the middle of the rebuild. He hasn't had a losing record. We haven't had a decent franchise quarterback for 5+ years, and we're still searching for that guy. So give Omar Khan, give Andy Waddle, who's really only had 2 drafts. This draft right here is draft number 3, and they're above average to very good with drafting. Give them an opportunity to build the team up so you can identify the franchise quarterback. What Mr. Woodside said, he said, Big G, are you really being serious here? With all the respects here, I think no, I'm not dead wrong. Do your research. This is freaking Art Rooney the second, man. It is not Mike Tomlin. It's not Omar Khan, and it's not Andy Waddle. It's not. Do your research. Find out where it's coming from, and it's coming from the ownership, man. I'm telling you what I know.
Turn your mic down a little bit.
My bad, bro. Go ahead, y'all keep talking, man. I got to change my settings.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, I'm ready to jump into something. We may as well take our first break right here. If you're watching on YouTube, we're not going anywhere. We'll be right back after we hear a few words from our partners for the audio side, and we'll be right back after this.
We're back. Thank you guys for rocking with us on another Sunday with the KnoItAllz podcast. You know, this whole, like I said, man, this whole thing, this is why I don't even like talking about him, because then teams become defensive concerning that guy. So let's get back to our script, what we're going to talk about. Fellas, we have an NBA Finals. We have an unexpected NBA Finals in a lot of people's opinion. This is the third year in a row we have two different teams that's made it to the finals. We're going to have a brand new champion, a team that's never been a champion in the NBA, right? So I want to get first thoughts of the finals and the play of the Indiana Pacers and the Oklahoma City Thunder concerning them getting to the NBA Finals. Tate, I'm going to start with you first, bro.
What's the question?
What did you expect this? Did you see it? And now that we have these two teams, what is your expectations moving forward? Because there's a lot of continuity in the NBA right now. There's no dynasty. There's no team that's like, okay, they're the one. So what you thinking about? Okay, brand new teams in the finals. Neither one of us won a championship.
I think this will be, I believe, the 5th or 6th year in a row that'll be a new NBA champion. Nobody's repeated.
Yep.
In like 6 or 7 years. Indiana surprising because they surprised me last year. Last year, it wasn't as big a surprise because I felt like their path was paved with good fortune for them. Oh. They beat the Knicks early. I think they beat the Bucks in the first round last year too, but Giannis was hurt. Yeah. Dame would miss a game or two last year.
Facts.
And they won that game. Then they played the Knicks and everybody was tired. I feel like somebody may be out injured. Mitchell Robinson or somebody like that last year.
Yeah,
didn't play. And then they end up losing in the Eastern Conference Finals to Boston, who Boston was favored anyway. So they made it hard. I thought they regressed this year. I thought they make the playoffs, but be out in the first round. And they won the first round against the 4 or 5 against the Bucks again this year. So
put them out quick.
Indiana is a team of athletes. With a lot of good players and athletes. I think Tyrese Halliburton is the leader, even though I don't really like him as a player. I think he plays a good game. I don't really like some of his antics on the court and some of that stuff. That's just me personally. I'm gonna give him his props on the court though. But man, and if he win this, Rick Carlisle making a big leap far as coaches go.
Oh,
he already up there, but for as long as I think he like 7th all time in playoff wins right now, he beat Spoelstra.
Yeah,
in
facts.
The first round.
Facts.
They didn't beat Miami. Cleveland did, but still, Spoelstra's up there with 2 championships. He's been doing long. He's considered one of the best coaches in the league right now. I think you got to consider Rick Carlisle if he can get this team a win over the favorite OKC Thunder. And I think it's going to be a good matchup. OKC like to get out and defend and fast break. And if the Pacers play the same way they've been playing, which is pressuring the ball full court, I think he gets a rest till Thursday. I think if the kid Nembhard and Neesmith are able to challenge Shea, I think that can be you know, make it tough on Shea. He gonna get his an MVP, right? But I think he can get his. I think Indiana just has pieces to make it difficult. I still, right now, if you ask me right now today, I'm picking OKC in 6. But it's in 6 games that it could go 7, and you never know what happens if it can go 7. So I think Indiana can give them a tough matchup.
Yeah. Mod, from a Western Conference perspective, man, OKC, are you shocked, or are you like, man, I can't believe these dudes did it and the fashion that they did it? Or are you saying like, man, this team, because me and Tate talked about this backstage, bro. OKC could be a dynasty. They got the pieces. They got, and for all y'all that don't know, once again, telling you to do your research, OKC has 7 first-round draft picks over the next 3 years. Along with the current team that they have 7 first-round NBA draft picks over the next 3 seasons. So, Mod, are we on the verge of actually seeing the new dynasty? Is OKC really that, or is this? What is your thoughts concerning OKC, bro?
Well, I think if OKC actually wins this thing, I'm in agreement with you guys on them being a new dynasty. But I think there's going to have to be some shakeup individually, only because of this reason. Number one, they built this roster, and it's built with no money. They literally are paying 2 players. That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a really young team, and they built throughout the draft. But for they had, I won't say it was luck, but I'll say that the Timberwolves, they just outshot themselves, and I think they traded away pieces that they really needed to stay relevant, right? And with OKC, I think they need to, number one, continue to draft well. They draft really good. But they need to continue to draft well. And then 2, they're going to have to add some pieces to stay there at the top. Because you got teams like Houston who will be back with a vengeance. You got Giannis who's going to move around. Cleveland is going to move around and make some changes. So, honestly, when it comes down to it, if they win it this year, they have a chance to repeat if they make some moves. Because I think the West is going to be harder next year, and I think that there's going to be some people who move and shift that cause the shift of power to happen. And already CP3, they're mentioning him going to Dallas. So now you think about
but he's not a difference maker, bro. He's not a difference maker.
Yeah, but he's not by himself. Why this is a sneaky move is you got CP3 while Kyrie's hurt, and then you have the young fella coming in to play with Derek Lively, to play with AD, and you now have a real traditional point guard to get Cooper Flag and them the ball and get them the opportunities to really score. So the West is changing. The West is going to be way more dynamic next year. And to stay relevant, y'all got it this year. I see Shea being the guy. And give Big G the credit. Shea over Luka. Give him the credit. He said it. Won't call it G Stradamus. I just say that, a blind squirrel find a nut every once in a while.
That's bias. That's bias. I told you already what time it was. Stradamus.
Well, he been saying that till he got it right. He didn't have it right 2 years ago when he said it. He got it right this year. And Luka went to the finals last year, so Shea going to the finals this year. Luka took his team to the finals last year.
So let me ask you this question. MVP, Western Conference Finals MVP, possibly the chip, and the MVP of the finals. I think that solidifies him for good. He's a better player at this stage in the game. They came in the same draft. The exact same draft they came in. Luka went higher than him. Shea went lower. Shea went to the Charlotte Hornets. They traded him to the Clippers. He didn't start his first 3 years, 2 or 3 years in the league. Now he gets his own team and he shows that he's better. When you're comparing apples to apples, that's just my thoughts, Tate.
Look at the All NBAs. Luka's younger. Luka right now is down like 40 pounds since the offseason. So he's working to make a comeback. So yeah, Shea had a better season this year. He's MVP, all those things you said, but he's better this year. We got next year. Luka's younger. They still both great hit their primes. We will see.
Yeah. First team All NBA, Shea has 3. First team All NBA, Luka has 5. But Shea has something Luka doesn't have, and that's an MVP. Luka doesn't have that. Now, can Luka get that? Maybe. But I'm saying right now he's better than him.
How many times Luka finished in the top 3 in MVP voting in his career? I don't know, but I bet it's more than Shea.
Yeah,
I would say that. I would say that. But I don't think he's better. I think, like I said, when you're comparing apples to apples, the guys came in the league at the same time. Who's better? Shea's better. As of today, like you said, next year's next year. But as of today, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is the only guy I think in the league that can hold a candle to him as far as the impact on the basketball team is the Joker. The Joker is a beast.
Every time, Reginald, man, that's what I say. Luka play, and Mar to know this can identify with this well. Luka play basketball like Michael Irvin played football. Michael Irvin used to always push off to get open, and Luka dipped that shoulder and hit his defender every time to clear space. And like the NBA stopped calling that swipe move because of James Harden.
Yeah.
They gonna change that up because of Shea, and he ain't gonna be getting away with it all the time.
But you know what, Tate, I had to go through this with some people away from here. They were calling Shea a foul merchant. Shea wasn't even top 5 foul free throw shooter in the freaking league. He wasn't even top 5. No, so he can't be a foul merchant because he doesn't draw fouls like that.
I think foul merchant is he's fouling. He's fouling. He offensive fouls all the time, and he gets away with fouls on the defensive end.
I don't know, man.
That's what I take from that.
I don't know. I think they were talking about him drawing fouls. He's not even a top 5 free throw shooter. Not in the league. He's not top 5. There's 5 guys that are way better than him, man. What Claude Bishop say? Gee, your take is garbage because you've been saying for 2 years that Luka sucked, and of course you were wrong again. I know what I've been saying for 2 years, Claude, and I'll get the sign to make sure that you identify. I've been saying Shea over Luka for 2 years. That's what I've clearly said for 2 straight years in a row, that Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is better than Luka Doncic. And over those last 2 years, that's what it's shown itself. Shea's over Luka.
He wasn't better than him. He wasn't better than him last year. Luka took his teams to the final like Shea did this year. Shea had a better year this year. Luka was injured. Luka could change teams. Luka couldn't even qualify for the MVP. He didn't play 65 games. So there's that. And I will say that you have called Luka trash before. You said it.
Yeah, I did. A while back, I did say it because I don't like him, but that's just me. But I know Shea's a better player than Luka. Shea's a better, and I've been saying that for 2 years.
So
you finally got it right this year.
Yeah, the last piece of my take, you guys, is that this OKC team reminds me of the Spurs as they were getting started. A whole bunch of young pieces that are coming together. They drafted well, and they starting to hit a stride. But like I said, the balance of power in the West is going to change. It's going to change, especially if you have a Giannis move in, if you have, other teams that are going to blow it up. And, because literally it's just, if they decide to blow it up, it is what it is. And I'm with Tate. I don't like Halliburton's style of play. I just hate blah. You know what I'm saying? Is there.
That's a foul merchant. If you want to call a foul merchant, he's a foul merchant. He's top 5 in the NBA. We're drawing fouls, top 5.
Yeah, and I think it was you that said this, G. I really think that if Kevin Durant decides to go down there and get some of that New York Knickerbocker energy, that's where he deserves to be. I think a Kevin Durant in New York will put them over the top.
Well, so that segues us to our next thing.
Hey, Big G, I just got a fact check real quick.
Yeah.
The top 5. Well, this is playoffs. Top 5
playoffs.
Free throw attempts this year. NBA players free throws postseason stats 24-25. I don't want the postseason, but Shea's up there in the postseason.
Yeah, but not in the regular season. He ain't. Nope. He
I'm
number 6.
I'm gonna look.
Yeah, he number 6.
Because
Trust me,
you just said Halliburton was top 5. I don't think he is.
in regular season.
I'm looking.
Yeah, regular season. But Shea ain't top 5, and not in regular season. I promise
no,
you.
he is. Top 5 free throw attempts during the regular season 2025 are Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Giannis, James Harden, Jalen Brunson, and Trae Young. Shea shot 820 free throws. The second person was Giannis at 781.
Look at fouls per game. What he has.
Hey, per game is fouls. Tips.
Wow.
You just acted like he didn't get points from free throw line.
He was 8.9 free throws per game. He was 8.9 free throws per game.
820 free throws attempted for Shea this year. Next one is Giannis with 30 less free throws, 791. James Harden had 611, Brunson had 587, and Trae Young had 572. Shea by far is ahead in free throw attempts. By far.
I was talking about fouls per game, free throws per game. He's 8.9.
Well,
I mean, I understand what you're saying, but he's 8.9 free throws per game. He's number 6. I looked it up yesterday. He's number 6 overall at 8.9 free throws per game.
But if he played more games, he shot more free throws. Total volume, he shot more free throws.
Yeah, because he played more games. Of course that's the case. But I'm saying per game, he's number 6 at 8.9 free throws per game. So I get it. Though he played more games than those dudes. I don't think Shea missed 3 games all year. If I remember right, he missed 3 or 4 for the entirety of the season, where a lot of other dudes missed a lot of games.
Shea is number 2, not 6. Looking at it right now. Giannis had 10.6 a game. Shea had 8.8 a game. Trae Young had 7.4. Harden 7.3 and Brunson 6.9. Same 5 players. Shea goes from 1 in attempts to 2 in attempts per game.
Y'all some haters.
Hey, we just got a fact check.
Shea over Luka. Shea over. But listen. Get Claude out of here. Claude, you gotta go to the Matrix. Anyway, so this transitions us to the next thing. All right. How much will the landscape of the NBA transfer next year? Because like I said, we got the finals. We know it's either going to be Indiana and OKC. How much does it transition? Will you see players move to shift the power? And does the draft have enough players in it to shift the power? Now, I'm being honest. In my opinion, if Cooper Flagg goes to Dallas, and all signs tell us that, a healthy Dallas Mavericks team is very dangerous. Klay Thompson, Cooper Flagg, Davis, Lively, Kyrie Irving, that's dangerous, man. So I just don't, or do you think like somebody like KD's got to go to New York, or what did the Cavs do? What do you think has to happen to shift the power? Or does San Antonio say to hell with it and go get Giannis and put him next to Victor? I want to get y'all early thoughts on how the power will shift.
Well, I'm at my destination right now, so after I say this, I'm gonna get off and leave you guys to it. San Antonio's in a place where they're about to be really good.
Facts.
You got Wemby, you got Castle.
Facts.
You have Fox, De'Aaron Fox.
Yep.
Right? And then you have a chance to add Ace Bailey or Harper, right?
Yeah, because they have the number 2 pick.
Right. So say you add Ace Bailey, and then you turn around and add Trey Johnson from Texas at number 14 or 13, right?
Yeah.
That's a squad. We got some young bucks moving, and that's without trading and trying to get.
What's this we talk? What's this we talk? I need to know.
He circles the wagons of the state of Texas. It's San Antonio, Dallas, Houston.
I understand that. I can't allow that just to glaze over that. He got to say that.
Only team I don't rock with a whole bunch is the Rockets, but the Mavericks and the Spurs are my squad. You know what I'm saying? Mavericks and the Spurs have always been my squad. You know what I'm saying? I only love Houston when Hackman was there, and you know that, and that was because Barkley came at the end and didn't get one. Charles Barkley is one of my favorite players of all time. Just because everybody used to say I used to play like back in the day. So the gist of the matter is you take Giannis and you put Giannis. If you don't have to give up a lot to the Rockets and you put Giannis on the team like the Rockets, outstanding. You know what I'm saying? If you move or you put Giannis on the team like Cleveland and you only have to move Darius Garland and what's
Mobley.
my guy name? Mobley. You got to move
Jared Allen. They're not moving Mobley. Mobley's one of those immovable players.
Okay, so Jared Allen. And you had Giannis. Now you cooking with grease. You know what I'm saying? You got it just depends on who's gonna end up where. And I'm gonna tell you, if Kevin Durant ends up in New York, it's the perfect place. And like I said, I think it was G who said this. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but the thing I thought about and it really stuck in my head was it cements his legend. If Kevin Durant goes to New York and they even make the finals, that cements his legend. Because New York ain't gonna let him live it down. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he at that point, he's everything that everybody wanted him to be. Kevin Durant in New York on the biggest stage, he becomes the king. Because the king of New York right now is Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
Right? He's the king of New York. And then if he would have took him to the finals, then he would have been better than Aaron Judge. But Aaron Judge right now, you know, because the boys of summer are coming, Aaron Judge is going to become that guy here pretty quick. So I just say this. The balance of power can change in the West really drastically with a healthy Dallas Mavericks team or Giannis moving to Houston. And we still don't know what the King going to do. We still don't know what LeBron going to do. You know what I'm saying? And the balance of the power in the East can change if Durant goes to the Knicks.
Okay. Tate, your thoughts, man. Can the power shift based on one or two guys just making a move, like KD to New York, something like that? Giannis going somewhere, can it just totally change?
Well, the balance of power can change. I do agree with Maud, and it can change, but I would say OKC still gonna be the favorites going into next year. I don't care what happened.
Yeah.
They're gonna be the favorites, and they not built bad. They pay Shea. They signed
Halliburton.
No, I'm talking about OKC. They got Shea signed. They got the tall kid. What's his name?
Hardenstein.
No, the young guy.
Chet Holmgren.
They got him signed and Jalen Williams signed. That's their core. They got so much ammunition to work with. We talked about it backstage. Far as everything, they 7 first-round picks in the next 3 seasons.
Yeah.
They got young players. They're not even in the rotation yet this good.
Yeah.
I think OKC is going to be fine. Now, could somebody else step up and be a competitor for the West? Of course, I agree. I think the best place, I don't know what New York gives up to get KD. I mean, to start off, I mean, Phoenix traded away Mikal Bridges to Brooklyn for KD. So I don't think they want Mikal Bridges back. So it probably starts out with Cat. With Cat, if Phoenix would want him, you got to make the money got to match.
Right.
With Cat and probably OG Anunoby. Now is Brunson and KD gonna do better than, and Mikal Bridges gonna do better than what they did? And I don't like Cat defensively, but KD ain't bringing no defensive presence.
No,
I think the place KD goes, he plays with the young dog that admires him more than anybody, and that's going to Minnesota. Minnesota got to shake something up.
Yeah,
and there's been talk about that already. And Ant love KD.
Yeah,
so I can see a world where Minnesota really tries to push his chips in and get KD some kind of way. Don't know how.
Yeah.
And if Giannis was to go to San Antonio or Houston, they're immediate contenders in the West, probably top 3. But Joker ain't going nowhere. They got a new coach that took over for the nice playoff run. He gonna be there next year. They gonna shift some things around, make some moves too. So it's hard to say. Boston is gonna blow it up, I think.
Yeah, facts. I agree.
Jason Tatum's out for probably all next year.
Yeah,
they gonna get rid of some money. I think they're gonna shop Jaylen Brown. They're gonna shop him.
Yep. Zingy Pingy out of there.
He shopped. Drew Holiday probably shopped. Boston can go ahead and take this year to reset the money books. Go ahead, maybe they play themselves into a high pick next year. Yep. Then come back with some saved money. People going to come to Boston and play with Tatum. have a high draft pick, and they can be right back in the mix. But next year is going to be an off year for them.
Yeah.
So I think they're gonna make moves. So in the East, I think you're looking at whatever New York does. I think Indiana. I'm not gonna say that they're gonna be a favorite next year. They just been playing good ball since March. Like I think they've lost 6, 7 total games since March 10th or something,
Yeah.
including the playoffs.
Yep.
So they've been playing really well, but they don't scare me. They don't have a real big to go into. Pascal Siakam and Halliburton is good, but them guys don't scare me. They're not like top 10, top 15 NBA players,
Yeah.
you know. So they don't scare me.
They bullied the Knicks too, Tate. Miles Turner and them and Siakam, they bullied them dudes, bro. That was
Well,
ridiculous.
they definitely bullied the Cavs. Everybody bullies the Cavs. That's what the Cavs have to do to make a move to get tougher. I saw there's been some talk about potentially trading Jared Allen like to some teams like down to New Orleans for Trey Murphy. I like that move. Darius Garland potentially could go to Minnesota if they don't get KD to pair with Ant to give some more scoring for McDaniels and who's the other guy they said? Jaden McDaniels. Oh no, DiVincenzo. I like that move too. Go ahead and bring in some tough character guys. The Cleveland's just soft, man. It's my squad, but everybody soft said Donovan Mitchell. I think Evan Mobley gonna grow into that guy. He's a beast. He's second team All NBA. Donovan Mitchell's first team All NBA. That's what I'm talking about. The Pacers. Pacers don't have them guys. They don't scare me. Cleveland still can make some moves and still be good. You know what I mean? Because they got a first team and a second team All NBA that's locked in.
Yeah.
So now you might have to change out Allen and maybe Garland or both of them or one of them to just add some different flavor to those top two.
Yeah.
And I still like the move to get DeAndre Hunter last year. You know, he's a 6'9" swing man, long arms, can play defense, can shoot the three. So I like the pieces they have. They just got to come with a different mindset next year.
They got to get tough.
Yeah,
I mean, to me, the Cavs, it's whatever it takes to get Giannis. I mean, that's the answer. It's whatever it takes.
I think being a second apron team, I would love that. I don't think there's a lot of rules to that second apron thing, man.
Yeah.
Like you could trade 3 players for 1 player in the past to make the money work. Now you can't do that. If you trade for a $30 million player, you gotta be sitting out a $30 million player.
Yeah, that's facts.
It ain't no adding up players that make the money match no more.
Yeah.
So that becomes a kind of a obstacle or hurdle in trying to make some of these deals get done. That's why you're gonna see a lot of movement before free agency starts July 1st. You're gonna see a lot of movement around the draft.
Yeah, facts.
Because the new like with football, the new league year in basketball starts July the 1st.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're gonna see teams start in NBA teams trying to make moves during draft time before that July, before a month from today. You're gonna see a lot of stuff happen in the month of June as far as NBA goes.
Yeah, Tate, I'm calling for it. I think that this draft is going to be some of the biggest trades you've ever seen on draft day for superstars in a long time. You're going to see superstars move because, like you said, because the apron, you can't make the money work no more. You know, it used to be like you could send them 3 bums, you could send them 4 dudes that had big contracts. You knew you was cutting 2 of them, and the other guy you might sign, and you can't get away with that no more. Now it's got to be apples for apples. So yeah, I agree, Tate. I agree in totality. All right, man. So listen, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to segue back to football after the commercial. If you're watching us live on YouTube, just give it a second. And if you haven't subscribed yet, Tate, if you can, put up the QR code so people can see it. We are almost at 1,000 subs. We're at like 841, 842 subs. If each one of the people that rock with us every single Sunday was just share that QR code with one person, we would be at our 1,000 subs. We appreciate you guys rocking with us, but we're going to make it easy for you to be able to share the KnoItAllz podcast with every person out there in podcast land. So we're going to take a break. Make sure you take a picture of it. Make sure you grab somebody's phone, QR code it, or just save it to your phone. And we'll be right back after a quick commercial break on the KnoItAllz podcast. And we're back on a Sunday with the KnoItAllz podcast. Mod had to step out. He reached his destination. It's going to be me and Tate for these last couple of subjects. And Tate, man, when you sent this morning, I was so glad you sent it because I was thinking the same thing you was thinking, man. Tate, remember a couple of years ago when me and you talked about it? I think it was either on the KnoItAllz or something on Steel Curtain Network, where I said how imperative 12 personnel was going to become in the NFL over the next couple of years. And you was like, gee, man, I don't know. And I was like, Tate, I'm telling you, 12 is about to be that thing, bro. When you got tight ends, this wide receivers, 12 is the thing. Well, when you look at the balance of the power, especially in AFC, Buffalo Bills, Kansas City Chiefs, Baltimore Ravens, Big 12 personnel, 2 dog tight ends. So that leads us to, because punishment, I rocks with the Buckeyes. And it's the dog days of summer, bro. Because I rocks with and it's hot outside. So I got to keep stuff off my face, bro, because I don't want to look turned up like a dang old red lollipop. I ain't trying to look like that. So it's the dog days. Well, anyway, Tate, now you got all these tight ends that's on the market. And it ain't just 1 or 2 of them. It's a lot of them, bro. Are the NFL teams finally seeing the light of how important 12 personnel is for you to actually contend and be a legit contender in the NFL? Because, Tate, I'm telling you, I think 11 personnel is in trouble. I think 12 personnel is here to stay. Look at what even happened in the draft, man. You had 2 and 3 freaking tight ends going the first round. So, Tate, your thoughts on 12 and what do you think? And then segue to the Steelers about us trying to do the 12 thing, man. Your thoughts, bro.
Well, first, shout out to the homie Reginald Rivers, man. Happy birthday, man. June 1st is your birthday. That means you a Gemini. That means you lightweight crazy, man. So, but still, shout out to you for your birthday.
Yeah. Nuts, man.
Split personalities, but still, you are a guy. Thanks for rocking with us.
Facts.
But, man, 12 personnel, I think it goes. I mean, like, so you got teams getting rid of tight ends.
Yeah.
And you got teams signing tight ends. So some teams want to go that direction, probably depending on how you built. Like Philly didn't really use 12 personnel, but they had a hell of a run game.
Correct.
You know, I mean, but Baltimore, once they started playing likely along with the other tight end, Mark Andrews, they started using a lot more. You know what I mean? I think it can go either way. I mean, I like it for the Steelers and Arthur Smith's offense. Jonnu Smith is one of his guys that played really well for him. Yeah. He's on the market.
Yeah.
He drafted Kyle Pitts in Atlanta.
Facts.
I think that was his first season. Kyle Pitts had a hell of a rookie year. I think now Kyle Pitts is one of the former Arthur Smith guys. If I'm the Steelers, I would take because he's talented. Arthur Smith likes his guys, like bringing Cordell Patterson last year and the other dude, the other center, Mikael Pruitt, and Scotty Miller and all them guys. I don't need your little bums, Arthur Smith. If you want to go get somebody like Kyle Pitts or Bijan Robinson or somebody like that you coach that you didn't get the ball to enough, I'm all with that because now we can load this room. Oh, Red said his birthday is July. July 1st, NBA free agency, starting new season is your birthday.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, you ain't crazy then, man.
Yeah.
But, nah, man, so I think it can work depending on the type of offense you want to run. Some teams, the Bengals will never run 12.
Never.
You know, they got 2 World Series they got to have on the field. And, you know, they probably got a nice slot guy or 2. They pretty much roll with what's his name? Played at Penn State, the tall, lanky tight end. Tim, you out there for the Bengals?
Oh, I don't know.
They just re-signed him. He used to play for the Dolphins. You know him.
Yeah, I don't know they room. They don't know they
room.
But Tate, perfect point. The Philadelphia Eagles, who are the Super Bowl champion, they did not run 12. Dallas Goedert is their main primary guy. Kyle Pitts is saying he wants to go to Philadelphia, by the way, too. For you guys that don't know, he's preference said he want to play for the Eagles. But The 3 teams in the AFC, Buffalo, Baltimore, Kansas City, 12 packages are phenomenal. They're phenomenal, bro. And so I think 12 personnel works in the AFC because, in my opinion, the tough teams are in the AFC. I mean, I'm not taking nothing away from Philadelphia. I'm not taking nothing away from Detroit because I think both of those teams are tough. But when you got to grind it out, physical football, to make it to the AFC Championship, you got to go through Buffalo, Baltimore, Kansas City. And they're going to hit you with 12 all day and night. So I think it's beneficial with talking about the Steelers that we have to get better tight end play. Now, out of OTAs, I'm hearing that Mount Washington is to slim down. I've heard out of OTAs, Mount Washington's lost 15 pounds. And I heard that he's in the best shape of his life. But the truth of the matter is this, and I love Mount Washington. Mount Washington has never been a tight end one. Never. At Georgia, he wasn't a tight end one. He played behind Blake Bowers. There was a monster. And he ran a lot of underneath routes, play action here or there, right? To move past Mount Washington, and if you're going to keep move and you bring a guy like Kyle Pitts in, or you bring a guy like Jonnu Smith in, you make the offense that more dynamic, bro. And so that's why I'm with it. I'm not saying Mount Washington won't make the team, but I think that you got to look at how can you put yourself in the position of having the best playmakers on the field, regardless if they're in tight end position. Because if we trade for Jonnu Smith, right, you can line up in 12, DK at the X, Jonnu at the Y, Muth at the weak side tight end, and Washington at the strong side. Yes, that's 3 freaking tight ends on the field, but you don't know where it's coming from. You don't have a clue, bro. So I'm thinking it makes sense from the Steelers to do a move like this, bro. What bro man say? He said, how many wide receivers can a team have since Steelers have 6 right now? It's up to the team. Ain't that right, Tate? It's up to the team.
Yeah, some teams carry maybe 7, but the Steelers usually go with 6. I mean, they usually have 6 receivers on the 53.
Yeah.
You know? This year could be different, could be fine. Big G, let me ask you a question.
Uh-huh.
Would you give up a 3rd round pick for Kyle Pitts and then turn around and trade Muth to recoup that pick?
Yeah. I do it today. I trade Muth head up for Jonnu Smith. And a lot of people, Steelers fans, told me I was nuts for doing it. I do it. I trade, and I want a pick swap. I trade Jonnu Smith for Muth, and we pick swap seconds. So now I get your pick in the 2nd round, you get our pick in the 2nd round. I do that right now. But Kyle Pitts, I would do a 3rd, get him, and then trade Muth. I would do it. And I'm not saying Muth is a bum. I'm just saying from a dynamic standpoint, how much better does he work in a 12 personnel tight end centric offense? And I love Muth. Muth is good, but he's a tradable asset. That's just my thoughts, man. Well, how about you?
No, I don't disagree with you. I feel like Kyle Pitts is the more explosive player.
Yeah.
He's a more explosive player. I mean, he's number 5 overall pick in the draft.
Uh-huh.
Him and Muth came from the same draft. I think you pair somebody like Kyle Pitts with DK Metcalf out there, and what I'm hearing about the Caleb Johnson and stuff,
mm-hmm.
and the O-line, I mean, now you're really cooking with fire. And I like Muth too.
Yeah. I think Pitts could play the Y. He runs a 4.39, a 4.38. He could play the Y. He's faster than most NFL wide receivers. Make sense, Tate?
I wouldn't draft him to put him at Y, but he could definitely flex out and be a threat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you could play him as a big slot.
Yeah, you could.
You know, be in 12 personnel, have him in line with him and Washington on each side, and then, you know, flex Pitts into the slot.
Yep.
Now that's scary.
Yeah.
That's scary now. You're getting scary with it. So
yeah, especially if you run him to the side where DK's at, bro. That'd be sick. If you run him to the side, if DK's on the wide side in a formation, and you bring Pitts across the formation and put him in the flex, and you got Washington with his hand down, those three guys on that side of the field, oh my God. Now, because listen, and this goes back to me talking about Mason Rudolph. Tate, Mason Rudolph gonna throw the ball across the middle, dog. That's the one thing I know for sure he gonna do. He don't give a damn about Mike Tomlin. He's gonna throw the ball across the middle. Somebody wide open, they getting the ball.
Well, that's the thing. Aaron Rodgers would too, and Aaron Rodgers really don't give a damn about what some coach said about the offense. Mason Rudolph is gonna play within structure, play to the play call because he has to. It's Mason Rudolph. And I don't know if you ever watched this on Netflix now, The Fall of Favre, about Brett Favre. And we say it all every week on the home. Page started it years ago, send Brett Favre to jail. Brett Favre needs to be in jail, man. He needs to be in jail for some of the stuff he's done. But from a football, I bring that up from a football standpoint. Aaron Rodgers' career kind of mirrors that of Brett Favre.
It's to the T.
I mean, Brett Favre didn't like going to training camp.
Nope.
Don't want to play football 12 months out the year or work for football 12 months out the year. Went from Green Bay to the Jets, then to another team. They got him to the NFC Championship, which I foresee potentially the Steelers can do with the addition of Aaron Rodgers if he's playing well. And, he wasn't my first choice. Justin Fields was. But after that, he became my second choice, especially for 10 or 15 million when Sam Darnold got 33 million. It was talk earlier in the offseason about trading. What's going to happen? Trade for Trevor Lawrence, who's making $50 million, who ain't done $50 million worth of shit.
Nothing.
You know what I mean? So, I think you got Mason Rudolph for $4 million a year. If you get Aaron Rodgers, he comes in for 10 or 15 and he don't play well, you a bench a 10 or $15 million quarterback and bring in Mason Rudolph. So to me, where they at now, you can't lose. You only lost when you didn't sign Justin Fields.
Yeah.
But past that, they're just working with what's out there.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm not as all in a tizzy as some Steeler fans are. Oh, we the 2 a.m. booty call and all that. No, we not. We're just being patient because we know if we don't get Aaron Rodgers, we already got Mason Rudolph, and we'll pick up a Carson Wentz or somebody else that's in free agency and bring them in as a third arm and let them compete with Rudolph, Howard, and that whoever that guy is. So, no worries for me. I think in the next 2 weeks, by June 15th, Aaron Rodgers will be signed by the Steelers.
Man, I hear you, Tate, but I don't think he's going to sign even then.
Okay.
But in my opinion, if I had to base my opinion, I think he's done. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to play football ever again. The offer is going to have to be so sweet. No, I'm not going to do that because I'll lose.
Okay.
I'll lose, but I'll lose. I'll lose because every time I bet you, and I know I'm right, some kind of way something happened where it goes your way. So I'm not doing it. But in my opinion, nah, I think he's done. And Tate, I'm all right with us going in. If we make a trade for a Kyle Pitts or a Jonnu Smith, I am 100% okay with the Steelers going into 2025 because we're continuing to build the 53-man roster. The offensive line looks great. The defensive line help has been on the way. You got better cornerback play. Peyton Wilson is going to be a lot better than what a lot of people think. Like I said, the offensive line, and we got one in Caleb Johnson. We got one. I told you already on other platforms. I was biased because I wanted Quinshon Judkins or Travion Anderson in Pittsburgh. But when I seen Caleb Johnson show up to camp and what he looked like, I was like, uh-oh. No, we got one. Matter of fact, we stole one. We stole one in him, man. So
speaking of steal, if everything works out in his favor and he got some stuff to go through, talk about who the Steelers picked up at wide receiver and not the Lavinius dude who played in Colorado, the new guy they just picked up.
Yeah. So for you people that don't follow the Steelers stuff, like maybe like me and Tate follow it, the Pittsburgh Steelers picked up Isaiah Bond off the streets. He was an undrafted player out of the University of Texas, dynamic wide receiver, like dynamic, like not a bum at all. But they picked him up. He's been, I don't know if his court case is finalized as of yet, There's been some deposition where he's admitted some things that he's actually done. Talent-wise, let me just say this. Talent-wise, Isaiah Bond and Rock Sanders, talent-wise, are first and second round draft picks. On the field and off the field issues is why Rock Sanders and Isaiah Bond didn't get drafted. So I'm just thinking that Isaiah Bond, if everything works out, Isaiah Bond puts himself in position like Rock Sanders to make the Pittsburgh Steelers roster, the 53-man roster, because you can't deny the talent. Isaiah Bond is legitimately a first or second round NFL draft pick, talent-wise. He's really that dude. But the off-the-field stuff is just, it is what it is. So your thoughts on Isaiah Bond, bro?
Going into last college football season, not after it was over with this year, not after the Buckeyes won the chip, but for weekend 0 coming into the season, Isaiah Bond was projected first round wide receiver for Texas.
Facts. That's facts.
And if you've listened to the KnoItAllz on this channel, if you listen to us on the Homies or Pump Your Brakes on the Steel Curtain Network, I've said, for me, give me talent in the room. You know why we can just take talent in the room? Because we know when to get off talent that ain't working in the room.
Facts.
Hence bye-bye George Pickens. Hence bye-bye Chase Claypool. Hence bye-bye AB. Hence bye-bye LeGarrette Blount. The Steelers will get off players with attitude problems. So I'm willing to give Mike Tomlin, whose strength we watched the other day on the Homies, is connecting with players and people. You know, that's how he could get what he got at AB for all them years. You know? So if you're going to bring in a project, give me talent in the room. Let me see what Mike Tomlin can cook up with it. You know? Give him a chance. So I like the addition of Isaiah Bond, whether he plays or not. I like the addition because he was potential first-round talent, a kid that's got in some trouble, but still a kid, still a young person. We got rid of George Pickett, one problem out the door. We bring Isaiah Bond in, give him a chance. Maybe he's not a problem. Maybe he can be, you know, taught to do things the right way. So I like that. I had a comment up talking about, I believe was it Brumman or Big Pun that said something about the DB room. Our DB room is the best it's been since we had Joe Hayden and the other guy over there on the other side that left. What's his name? A few years back. Went to the Houston Texans. But anyway, quarterback room is fine, man. I mean, you got Joey Porter locked up on one side. You got Slay on the other side, who's a veteran, who's a savvy veteran, who's played well last year, who's a good teacher, who taught the Philly. He taught the people that's took in his place.
Yeah.
So he taught them up. You still got you bet Rodney Eccles, Beanie Bishop looking to be making a big second year jump. I'm hearing good things about Corey Trice right now. Biggest thing with him is he got to stay healthy. We know he's talented. He's got to stay healthy. I mean, you've been as far as the secondary go, you still got Minka and Deshaun Elliott. I want to re-sign Deshaun Elliott. Go ahead and get that done.
Deshaun Elliott wants to be a Steeler. He said that publicly.
Yeah, I saw that too. So go ahead and get it done. No sense in waiting. And Thornhill. So, you know, and they got some other players I'm not even mentioning. I mean, so I think the DB room is fine. Don't mean they can't add something else either, but I think it's fine overall.
Yeah.
The kid they drafted, Kent. I mean, but yeah, back to Isaiah Bond, man. I'm definitely with giving him an opportunity just because he makes the room better, man. If he comes to play, I mean, you could be looking at something, it'll be tough. I mean, Rock Taylor, he could be competing for that last spot with Rock Taylor, but then I like Skoranek too because he's a special teamer, but he's definitely a 6 and he's on the team for special teams.
Facts.
And Isaiah Bond also returns kicks too.
He does.
So he could have a special team role. So I don't know.
Yeah. I like the – let me say this. Not because of who he is. I like the Isaiah Bond signing, not because of his character off the field, but what he can bring talent on the field. And him and Rock Taylor are super talented players. So, like you said, talent in the room helps them. We'll see, because as we move through OTAs, let me just say this. If Isaiah Bond is a problem or an issue, he won't be with the team after OTAs. He'll be gone. So, but if he's there, we know he's got an opportunity to make the squad. Big Pun says the Tomlin Lemmings will give Tomlin all the credit if Bond works out. If he crashes out, they won't blame Tomlin at all. This is not about blaming somebody or giving somebody credit. This is about the organization as a whole decided to bring Isaiah Bond in the room. That includes Andy Waddle. That includes Omar Khan. That includes Mike Tomlin. That includes Arthur Smith. And that includes Art Rooney II. All five of those guys made the determination and the decision to bring Isaiah Bond in. So this, once again, those people that, like I said, this whole dogpiling on Tomlin about everything is ridiculous. People act like he's the end all do all. He's not. He's not for a lot of things. Claude said something earlier talking about Arthur Smith, Tate. He said, you said we're making his ears hurt because we're making it seem like Arthur Smith can make it work. Arthur Smith can make it work. It's ridiculous.
Arthur Smith had 2 quarterbacks last year. He wanted to roll with Justin. He got given Russell Wilson to work with because Tomlin believes in his veteran stuff. I think Tomlin will be hands off this year. He resurrected Ryan Tannehill. Why can't he do the same thing for Aaron Rodgers? Have a big season with Aaron Rodgers with more weapons, with better offensive line play. Arthur Smith hasn't got a shot. Arthur Smith ain't got 3 years of trash like Matt Canada did.
Facts.
Total
facts.
Arthur Smith is a good offensive coordinator to me until proven otherwise. It hasn't been proven yet.
Yeah.
But we had a shoddy offensive line play last year when people got hurt and shoddy quarterback play when we should have just went ahead and went the whole year and seen if Justin was going to be the guy. And I like that.
And for this season, Arthur Smith, it's like he gets 2 drafts in one. He gets Troy Fautanu and Roman Wilson, along with what they drafted this year, including DK Metcalf. So you're going to add to the Pittsburgh Steelers DK Metcalf, Roman Wilson, Troy Fautanu, who's all now 100% healthy. You drafted Caleb Johnson to go into that room. That offense is 1,000 times better.
And you moving Broderick Jones to his position that he played for most of his playing career.
Correct. Big Pun. Tate, why do you think Tomlin will be he is going to be hands off. I'm telling you, he's not. People think, man, like I said, man, this is all goes back to people hating on Mike Tomlin. Just have the courage enough to say you don't want him to be your coach no more. Just say it. Say that. Say you hate Mike Tomlin. You can't wait till he gets fired. I would respect that versus talking all around the issue. The issue is y'all don't want Mike Tomlin to be your coach no more. Say that. And I'm going to say you're dead wrong. But that's just me.
Yeah, one coach a year wins the Super Bowl. Period. I think Mike Tomlin will be hands off. I think Pittsburgh, and they still will play a certain style, but the offense is going to be better this year. You got a continuity in the offensive line. You got a big-time wide receiver. You got a young, explosive running back. And Arthur Smith in his second year with an O-line, with going to be a veteran quarterback, with those pieces, the Steelers will always play games close to the vest. I think this year you'll see the Steelers attempt to put points on the board with a veteran quarterback and weapons and then turn that defense loose. That's a different philosophy. Tomlin knew he didn't have an offense that can maintain in a shootout, so he played safe and told to OC, let's run the ball, let's get to the fourth quarter and see what we're working with. I don't think this year he'll have to do that. Yeah. He can go out and try and put points up with DK Metcalf, with Freiermuth, with the running game, with the offensive line that can protect and hopefully run block really well. So when you're playing out front, it makes a whole big difference. You don't got to try and win them 17, 13 games. You go out there and put 21 on the board and get up and turn that defense loose. That's why I think he'll keep his hands out the cookie jar on the offense.
And they drafted depth on the defensive line, which is something they never had. Pull up After's comment, the one right above what Claude said. After said, people talk about the lack of coaching tree, but the facts are guys who are good don't want to coach for peanuts. That ain't Mike Tomlin. Let's get it perfectly clear. That's Arthur Smith, number 2. That's Arthur Smith. So you can't have it both ways, all y'all. Now, Claude had courage. He said, I don't want Mike Tomlin to be your head coach. So then that goes to what Reginald Rivers said. Who you want to be your head coach? Now, I'm going to be perfectly clear. Mike Tomlin is not the only person on this planet that can coach the Pittsburgh Steelers. If Mike Tomlin, God forbid, if he passed today, they would get another guy to coach the Pittsburgh Steelers. The issue is we are in a rebuild, and you don't get rid of a coach in a rebuild. They didn't get rid of Bill Cowher in a rebuild. Bill Cowher rebuilt that team. He rebuilt that team. Went through the Neil O'Donnell experiment. It didn't work. Brought in Cordell Stewart. Didn't work. Let him go all the way to Ben Roethlisberger. Got him a chip and got out the door. This is no different than what's going on with that. But everybody, I want Tomlin fighting. I want Tomlin fighting. No, we're in a freaking rebuild. And they've been relevant during a rebuild. That's the killer part. You've never seen this in NFL history, Tate, where a team remains relevant during a rebuild. Never. Tell me another time when it happened.
How many opportunities did Chuck Noll get to have losing seasons during the end of his career?
A whole bunch.
To have losing seasons.
A whole bunch.
He won 4 Super Bowls with arguably one of the best dynasties ever, which is why a lot of us are fans. Some of us go back that far. Some of us are, that's the Steelers we expect. Completely different today's NFL with free agency. Those guys that played for the Chuck Noll Steelers, the 70 Steelers, they couldn't go nowhere and test no free agent market. Wasn't no such thing. So once you got the players, you had the players. You got Terry Bradshaw for a franchise quarterback for 12 or 13 years. Just like the Steelers good when they had Big Ben for a franchise quarterback for like 18 years. When you get that guy, that's the only thing. When you get that guy, you relevant and competing again. And the Steelers have been relevant both and semi-competing, making the playoffs without no guy for the past 5 or 6 years.
Pull up Big Pun's comment. He talking about Bobby Slowick or Cliff Kingsbury. Are you freaking kidding me? That is 2 big trash coaches. They've already proven that they horrible at the NFL level. What are you talking about?
Then Slowick, and I like what he did with CJ Stroud. I can't hate on him, but he got fired from Houston, didn't he?
They gave him his walking papers. They said, you got to get up on out of here. You got to get up on out of here. No.
Cliff Kingsbury is an offensive coordinator.
Correct.
He was as a head coach. He had Patrick Mahomes at Texas Tech. They didn't ever do nothing.
They was trash.
He handpicked the little guy. What's his name? Kyler Murray.
Yep. Trash.
They didn't ever do nothing. I think he's creative. I think he's offensive mind. But what happens to that defense in Pittsburgh? What happens to the leadership and guys wanting to go out and run through a wall for a coach and the face of the organization and all that stuff? What happens to that part of it? We're not just talking about calling offensive plays.
Correct. Now, and the deal is they don't have that super dynamic, high-level playmaker guy because the purses won't get loosened up in Pittsburgh. And the bottom line is this, bro. They're not just going to change coaches in the middle of a rebuild. They're not going to do that. And Claude said rebuild for what? Claude, open your ears, Claude. This is the goal when you talk about the standard in Pittsburgh. Win the division, win a playoff game, have an opportunity to fight for a Super Bowl. That is the standard. Pittsburgh fights for the divisional championship every year. Every damn year, Tate.
You're right. You're right. For the most part. Except for a couple of them 8-8 seasons, they may have not, but they're probably at those times, or 8-8 seasons, they probably were a 5-11, 4-12 team that win 8-8.
Total facts.
That win 8-8. And Andy Reid got fired from Philadelphia. I think that was a mutual parting of ways, but he also had a good Philly team He had losing seasons the last few seasons. They were really bad. Remember the team with LaShawn McCoy and Michael Vick and
They was
and
trash.
Deshaun Jackson and Jeremy Maclin. They was going to be the Chip Kelly came in and coach. No, that was a Chip Kelly team though. After Andy Reid left, but yeah. So Philly hired a new coach. I think they went through
Two
three
rebuilds.
coaches.
They went through 2 rebuilds. 2 coaches to rebuild it twice.
Peterson won a Super Bowl. He's gone now. They fired him. He's not a better coach than Tomlin. He won a Super Bowl. And not Saleh, the guy now. What's their coach name now?
I know you're talking about the dude with the beard. I just can't call his name.
Yeah. He's a rah-rah coach also. He's not like X and O's guy. I mean, he won a Super Bowl, but he's not a better coach than Tomlin. They've had better talent, period, in Philly. And we got a piece of that by getting Andy Wild to help rebuild this team in the blueprint that Philly has used. So
Right.
I really feel like Andy Reid had Donovan McNabb all them years he was winning in Philly, went to 4 NFC championships. Donovan McNabb is probably the 3rd best quarterback in Philly history.
Yeah. No, you said the 3rd best quarterback in Philly history?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying. You got Randall Cunningham.
McNabb.
You got isn't that what I said? McNabb?
Yeah, Randall Cunningham, McNabb, 2nd best. Randall Cunningham, McNabb, Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. And they had Michael Vick have like a comeback player of the year season.
Yep.
So, and Andy Reid went from Donovan McNabb, had Alex Smith, a crafty veteran, for 1 year, maybe 2. They went to the playoffs. Then he got Patrick Mahomes. Come on, man. He's always been strapped and equipped with a quarterback.
Correct. And Tate, this is my last point. We've been in rebuild mode since 2018. Since 18, we've been in rebuild mode. Let me tell y'all, Ben Roethlisberger was washed. In 18, it was over. It was really over in 19, right? And we had a sleep at the wheel general manager. Look at 2022, 2021, and 2020's draft classes. They were freaking horrible. So we had a sleep at the wheel GM, a washed quarterback, and we still remain relevant. The first draft class is 2023. The second draft class is 2024. Now we're in the 3rd draft class for Andy Waddle and Omar Khan. That's a complete rebuild. The 53-man roster is almost completely flipped. Almost completely flipped from 2022 to 2023 to now. It's almost completely changed over. That's called rebuilding. Kevin Colbert refused to do it. Andy Waddle and Omar Khan. And on top of that, they've been aggressive with trading. Kevin Colbert would never went and got a guy like DK Metcalf. Any of y'all to think that, you'd have lost your damn mind. Think that he would have done that. But these guys they're putting us in position to win, to build the 53-man roster to insert the quarterback. But I don't understand. But the whole time, it's Tomlin this. No, it's not. Stop that. It's ridiculous of people saying all that stuff, bro. But that's just me, bro. The live chat done went nuts. They over there arguing about all kind of stuff, man. They arguing left and right. Left and right about everything.
What is Reg? What are you saying about Barry Switzer from Dallas? I don't know the content from everything that happened. Right, and Ron Jaworski, Rob. We owe nothing to Ron Jaworski. He took him to a Super Bowl. He ain't win him a Super Bowl. And
not top 3.
He played. He's like a 3rd or 4th round pick from Youngstown State. He really wasn't
not top 3.
He really wasn't. Not top 3 in the Eagles. I mean, he was a good quarterback. He was solid for when he played, but he wasn't. He not better than McNabb, better than Cunningham. Cunningham's transcended. McNabb probably is like a 6 or 7 time Pro Bowler who went to 4 NFC championships and 1 Super Bowl. And then Jalen Hurts has won a Super Bowl and been to 2.
Hey, man, Claude said, what organization takes 6 years to rebuild? You want Claude, don't have me start down the list. Wasn't the Washington Commanders relevant and all of a sudden they was trash for years, took them years to get back? Wasn't the Giants relevant and it took years to get back? I mean, you want me to keep going?
The Giants not back. Detroit had 0-16 season.
Correct. Correct.
I mean, and they just getting on board, and I think you're gonna see some regression there. So everybody cries and thinks their team's supposed to be in the Super Bowl. Only thing you can hope for every year is that your team has a chance, and that chance is getting into that tournament. And in college basketball, they call it March Madness. In the NFL, we call it the January, whatever you want to call it. That's what we call it. The January ticket. Get your ticket punched to that playoffs, and you're doing all right.
Facts. Big Pun said Philly rebuilt twice in 2 years and won 2 Super Bowls. That's correct. But you know what they had that now we have? Andy Waddle, Omar Khan. We went and got those dudes to bring them in to do what they're trying to do, man. What do you mean?
But you know what they had also? Losing seasons.
Yeah, they was trash. Didn't win that. Listen, Tate. We remember when they was trying to ship Jalen Hurts out of town. Remember they was trying to ship him out of town when they took that first round lump in the after they went to the Super Bowl? Yeah.
I mean, that's why Doug Peterson got fired. He lost that last game. He left Nathan Peterman in instead of took Jalen Hurts out for Nathan Peterman. They lost that last game to the Redskins. They could have made the playoffs.
Yeah.
Terrible.
They was trying to ship him out.
Bye, Doug Peterson.
Yeah, they was trying to ship him out of there.
And if you look at it like this, the Pittsburgh Steelers, Philadelphia Eagles have won 2 Super Bowls in the last 20 years.
Yep.
Only teams that win more are the Patriots and the Chiefs. I think Patriots may have 4, and the Chiefs got 3.
Yep.
So
facts.
What are we talking about? And still making the playoffs.
32 minus 3 is 29 all day and night and twice on Sundays. 29 other teams don't do that, man. Stop that. Let's stop that, man. They out there. But pun, he does have input, but not pun. Kevin Colbert didn't like Mike Tomlin. Kevin Colbert told Mike Tomlin to kiss his ass more than once. Kevin Colbert put Mike Tomlin out of the draft room. Go Google it. They didn't get along, bro. What are you talking about?
I said this the other day. I think they're professionals. They did what they had to do. I think Mike Tomlin had minimum input under Kevin Colbert.
Facts.
Minimum. That draft, they took Kenny Pickett when Kevin Colbert wanted to go out the door, leaving Pittsburgh with their next franchise quarterback. I think Mike Tomlin would have took Malik Willis. Not that would have been any better, but that's the difference. Tomlin didn't have input in that Kenny Pickett pick. You know? So I can speak for that one. I can't speak for the other ones. I don't know how much, but Mike Tomlin and Omar Khan have a much better working relationship than Kevin. Well, why do you think Omar Khan is doing it his own way? He's not doing it the traditional Steeler way. He making trades, moving around the draft board. He acquiring draft picks. All Kevin Colbert ever did was take his 7 picks, hold them close to the vest, and make those 7 picks every year in the 7 rounds, and that's what you got.
Yeah, I know for a fact Mark Tomlin didn't want Artie Burns, Tate. I know that I'm telling you what I know. He didn't want him. And what you call it? What you mean fake news, Claude? Get up out of here, man. He don't like him. Bro. Kevin Colbert and Mike Tomlin didn't get along. Ever. What are you talking about? That man, I'm telling you, Tate, at least Claude had the courage to say it. He the only one to say, I don't want Mike Tomlin as your coach. So that's fine, Claude. But Claude, guess what? He ain't going nowhere. He's not. And we're in a rebuild. After this season, we're going to evaluate where we are with our offensive line and defensive line picks. And if those places are secure, you insert the quarterback. That's all I'm saying. That's what most teams do. Ain't that right, Tate? Most teams secure their offensive. And matter of fact, Claude, you know, during a rebuild, you know what most teams do? They invest all their money on the defense. Don't that sound familiar? Didn't we invest all our money on the defense?
You know the one mistake the Steelers haven't made yet?
What's that?
It's chase the quarterback and pay big money to him.
Total facts, Tate.
And then being financial cap hell, Cleveland Browns,
Atlanta
Miami Dolphins, Dallas
Atlanta
Cowboys.
Yeah. Trash.
I mean, all those teams paying $50-60 million. I think that the Steelers are, and they're getting their team together, man, believe it or not. And when they get that quarterback next year, probably, and put him in there on a rookie deal and all this talent they've acquired, then y'all gonna see. So stop all your crying, all your fussing, all yins whining, and get over it. The Steelers are gonna be back. Maybe not where you want in the Super Bowl this year, but they're on the way. There's only gonna be one Super Bowl winner this year. Get over yourself.
The Yinzies, man, they haters, dog. Now, Big Pun, I'll go with you on this one. You said John Gruden over Mike Tomlin. I might do that, dog. I might do that because Gruden is a dog. I might do that.
Why do Gruden get so much credit? I mean, Gruden won a Super Bowl with Tony Dungy team and ain't done nothing else.
That's facts.
You say Mike Tomlin won with Bill Cowher team, but Mike Tomlin has been to 2 more Super Bowls after that.
Correct. When the roster flipped over, Tate.
Mike Tomlin been to 2 Super Bowls.
Right, he went against Green Bay and against Arizona. He went to 2.
Yeah, went to 2. But I don't think Gruden's ever been back. Gruden got fired. Gruden's a racist. I mean, I don't want Gruden. I don't think he's better than Tomlin. I don't think NFL history and coaching records will say he's better than Tomlin. He might identify the quarterback position better, perhaps.
Yeah. So if they got rid of Tomlin, I would take Gruden. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying to replace him now, but I'm saying if they got rid of Mike Tomlin, I would take John Gruden as a coach. That's what I'm saying. But to replace, listen, we've had 3 coaches in 50 freaking years. 3 coaches and 50. If you line Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, and Mike Tomlin all up together, the records are damn near the same. The only thing Knowles got on Cowher and Tomlin is 4 Super Bowl wins. Tomlin actually has more Super Bowl appearances than Bill Cowher. Tomlin actually has more winning seasons than Bill Cowher. Tomlin actually has more playoff appearances than Bill Cowher. So what are we talking about?
I don't know if all that's right. Bill Cowher went to 2 Super Bowls against the Cowboys, against the Seahawks.
Yeah.
So that's Tomlin went to 2.
2, yeah.
So same amount. Yeah. I mean, but Tomlin don't have no losing records. I think Tomlin's record with the Steelers is better. He's coached a couple more years longer now, but the percentage is better. And I think Bill Cowher went to one more AFC Championship game, maybe. But
you know what Cowher had that Tomlin didn't have? Cowher had Roethlisberger walk in as a baby. Had him walk in as a baby. And then he got to the chip and they beat Seattle. He had him walk in. Yeah. Tomlin had him for 2 of them. And Tate, and I want to preface this too. When the AFC was at its superpower, when you had Tom Brady over in New England and you had Peyton Manning over in Indianapolis, it was superpower for the AFC. So Tomlin fought through that. So, I'm talking about legit. 2 of the top 5 quarterbacks in NFL history was in the league during the bulk of Mike Tomlin's coaching career in the same freaking AFC. 2 of the top 5 quarterbacks in NFL history. And Tomlin had to fight through them dudes, bruh.
Let's go back in during his year. Let's look at who Bill Cowher beat. He lost to Stan Humphries in the AFC Championship. Will we say that's cousin to losing to Blake Bortles in the playoffs? Stan Humphrey, Blake Bortles?
Equal, same, or worse.
Kin to. Mm-hmm. Thomas had to go up against Brady and Peyton Manning, like you said, for a lot of years with Big Ben. In the Super Bowl, Cowher won. They beat
Seattle.
Yeah, what's the quarterback name? Also, I'm trying to think of.
Hasselbeck.
Tomlin lost his Super Bowl to Aaron Rodgers.
Top 5 quarterback ever.
Now Cowher did lose to Troy Aikman, but that was really more about Neil Donald giving away. Cowher could have 2 Super Bowls. He probably should have 2 Super Bowls. But Tomlin probably should have 2 too, because Rashard Mendenhall fumbled that one away, just like Neil Donald gave one away.
Yep. Yeah. He said Aaron Rodgers top 10. Aaron Rodgers top 5 quarterback, bro. I don't care what nobody say. Aaron Rodgers top 5. And Tom Brady and Peyton Manning damn for sure top 5. And Tomlin had to fight through them boys. He had to fight through them. So come on, man. Come on, bro. Come on, man.
Address Big Pun's comment, please.
Put big pun. We ain't put nobody in the matrix all day. Tate, do we have it over? Do we have the rubber room over here, Tate?
No rubber room.
Yeah, well, you know where to put him. Go ahead, man.
Which
Bye,
one?
Pun. Old and new. Bye, Pun. Holla at you.
Are you not
Nobody.
entertained? Are you not entertained?
But all the hell you got gold and you got gold.
I can't believe it. I can't believe we had to get to the end of the show and punishment. You made the dang on old country and new country. What do you mean he never beat New England? First of all, Claude, who beat New England in the playoffs? Can you exactly tell me that? Tom Brady was mopping everybody. What do you mean? Where do you think he got all the freaking Super Bowls from? Because he mopped everybody. he mopped everybody. He wasn't nobody, including the NFC champion, was beat Tom. The only team that beat him was the New York Football freaking Giants. That's it. Brady was getting chips. What are you talking about? And if Brady wasn't getting the chip, Peyton Manning was trying to get the chip forever. Come on, man. See, take that stuff. Go ahead and put Claude in the Matrix too, man. Send him home. Send him home, man. Send him home, bro. It's
But all
ridiculous.
the hell you got gold and you got gold.
Y'all, delusions are great. And it's Tate, it's like I said, we went a whole half an hour talking about the Tomlin hate. A whole half an hour talking about the Tomlin hate. It's ridiculous, man. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
I wish I still had the clip I had the other night on overtime with the players and coaches say about Coach Tomlin.
Yeah. They love him. They love him. Look, he's a leader of men, and I'll take it all day and night, especially during a rebuild. Especially during a rebuild. All right, man, Tate, unless you want to talk baseball, I'm ready to close the show. You got anything you want to talk about, anything more, bro?
Nah, man, just be sure to check us out on Wednesday. Smash the Gas right here on the KnoItAllz channel. That show's been being pretty successful as far as it goes for a Wednesday early evening show leading into the Pump Your Brakes podcast on Steel Curtain Network. Keep supporting. We all Steeler talk all the time on that one, just like this pretty much turned into once Mod left.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's join us over there on Wednesday at like 7:15. Take us right into Pump Your Brakes at 8 o'clock. The homie Big G and myself with Pay Who Knows, B Dirt, I think we'll be back next week on the homies.
Yeah.
Check out there. We have overtime last week. Maybe one of the guys gets an overtime production ready this week, and we actually have overtime again this week. I don't know. But we'll definitely be there for the homies. And Sunday, we back at it here again, man. I'm tomorrow night on the NBA Central Division Showdown. Tomorrow it'll be hosted by Bleachers and Speakers.
Yep.
Check that out. Just everything we all do, the Level Up Podcast, Big G. Tune on over to Steelers Almighty. Check Big G out there on Tuesdays night for the big show with Big B. And just everything, check out Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan, Running Through the Jungle, everything that we trying to touch and trying to do as far as content and getting with you guys in the live chat and all the people that support us and give you just, maybe you don't agree with all it takes. Maybe Big G 50-50 sometime, and maybe I'm 75-25. But just thank y'all for rocking with us. We appreciate it. And Big G, go ahead and hold up your Chips Ahoy cookie one time for you get out of here, man.
They don't want to see the Chips Ahoy cookies, dog. They don't want to see the cookies, man. They don't want to see the Chips Ahoy. Let me zoom in on them for it. The national championship Chips Ahoy cookies. There's a bunch of Buckeye haters in here too. So yeah, they ain't trying to see that, bro. They ain't trying to see it. The Chips Ahoy cookies.
Hey,
go ahead.
You talked about earlier briefly to somebody about the Steelers adding Roman Wilson and Fautano to this year's draft because they didn't play much last year.
Yeah.
They also added late in the draft both the captains from the national championship team.
Dog.
This year's
Jack Sawyer and Will Howard. Come on, dog. Come on. Listen, our 2025 draft class is got a lot of potential. I'm not deeming them the second coming, but I'm saying they got a lot of potential. a lot of potential in the
And
2025 draft.
that's not even including the undrafted free agents like Sebastian Castro from Iowa,
Rock Taylor,
Rock Taylor,
Isaiah Bond.
you know, Isaiah Bond they picked up. Yeah, man. DJ Jones. I don't know if he makes it now, especially if they trade for a tight end.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
he's been
I'm
the
curious to
H-back.
wonder. I'm curious to wonder what's going to happen with Connor Hayward when this is all said and done.
Adios, muchachos, my friend. Connor gone, dog. He gone because they're going to bring a playmaker, and Connor is not full trash like oh boy we had playing left tackle, and they talking about he gonna make the Pro Bowl. Get him out of here. Ain't no way in hell he gonna make the Pro Bowl.
Ain't those days. That was one person, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's him. Tate, every year I identify the trash. I remember a couple years ago I said Levi Wallace, get him out of here. And you was mad at me. You was like, I was like, gee, I said, Tate, he trash. I told you he got, and then what happened? Now, I told you, Tate, damn more trash, bro. He garbage. Get him out of here, bro. Every year I identify the trash. It's going to be somebody this year. I'm about my first 3-4 games, I'm going to be like, get him to the bench. Get him out of here. Hopefully I ain't got to do that. But we ain't got no trash this year, like get him out. But yeah, no, get him out of here. What Claude said as we leave, if Tomlin was coaching the Buckeyes with the Steelers results, because it's two different games, Claude. Claude, you can't lose but one game in college football until recently and even have a chance to win the chip. It's two different games. Put him back in the matrix before we go off air, dog. I can't believe he said that, bro. Claude, what is you talking about? Can't believe it. Rob Lightfoot, you a hater too. Put Rob in there too, Tate. Both of them. Talking about Ohio State is 4-13.
When didn't they just punish Tennessee
and Texas back to back? Get them out.
Oh, yeah, punished them.
Get them out.
Punished them.
Yeah.
Craig Lawson. I'm not sure. Corner special teams politics. Who?
Connor. Talking about Connor. Special teams.
Oh, Connor. Yeah. Connor. Okay,
yeah.
Connor Hayward. Yeah. Special teams politics. Yeah. He could if he makes this because of special teams and because Cam is his brother. And they going for a Super Bowl for those guys, and they might want Connor to celebrate with him. But they could just put him on special teams. I think he's safe on special teams. Maybe not.
Yeah.
Or maybe they keep 4 running backs and put him as a fullback this year.
Yeah.
Keep 3 tight ends, do it like that. I don't know. We'll see.
But yeah, man, make sure before we go, Claude. Adios, muchachos.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
2 completely different games. College football until recently, you had no opportunity unless you won all of them.
Hey, Big G.
One. Yeah.
I forgot we do have it. Claude.
Crazy, man. You right. I am crazy.
Claude, you passed the matrix, dog. We had to lock you up inside the matrix in the rubber room, Claude. We had to lock you up inside the matrix in the rubber room. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. All right, man. Thank you guys for rocking with us. Hey, so listen, I got a big surprise. All y'all that rock with Steelers Nation, I just got an opportunity. I'm going to be on with Betts tonight over there talking crazy on Q&A, man. So y'all that watch Q&A, I'm going to be on with Betts. Acting a donkey, because I got to check him too. I wish I had the matrix graphic for him, because he be on some other too, dog. On some other. He's a hater sometimes. And I'm going to check him tonight in the live conversation between me and Betts on Q&A on Steel Curtain Network, man. So then I'll be back, like Tate said, on all the shows this week. And make sure you share the KnoItAllz with everybody, man, because we are growing as a network, and we appreciate all y'all, man. As for me, for my boy Tate Boy Fresh, and as for Mod, we'll holler at y'all, man, next week. Have a great week, and we'll see y'all on Wednesday. Holla.